act of domestic terrorism, that is what some are saying happened on Capitol Hill today. How did it happen? Who will be held accountable? And where do things go after today? Joining us now is someone who can help us try to make sense of all of this and the threat against our nation, former Homeland Security Secretary Jeh Johnson. Secretary, thanks so much for joining us. What was your reaction as you saw these scenes play out at our nation's Capitol today? And are you surprised at how long it took to get control again of the Capitol?
Let me start with this. I have, over the last 4 years during the Trump presidency, tried to be a voice of reason. I can do so no longer. President Trump this past summer talked about invocation of the Insurrection Act. Today, we saw an act of insurrection by any definition of that word. And the person responsible for that is President Donald Trump. This is Trumpism boiling over, and President Trump lit the match. And he is responsible. And President Trump needs to understand that this will be the capstone of his legacy as President of the United States. In the wake of COVID, over 350,000 dead. The images we saw of looters, rioters, insurrectionists taking over the U.S. Capitol in the wake of a rally that he led will be his legacy. And he has to do much more than that taped interview and a few tweets to try to clean this up. He is the one that is responsible, and in the remaining days of his presidency, he needs to do much, much more. Think about the irony here. 4 years ago, on the western front of the Capitol, this month, this president, in his inaugural address, talked about American carnage. And that's exactly what we saw today on the western front of the United States Capitol, and he is responsible for this. I am indeed surprised that these protesters were able to breach the U.S. Capitol as easily as they did. 4 years ago, I was responsible for the security of the inauguration. I've been responsible for the security of numerous national security events. We like to think of the Capitol as the people's house. There's no fence, but there could have been adequate security in place to prevent this from happening.
You've said many times in the statement just then that President Trump lit the match, that he is responsible. Should he be held accountable, and to what extent?
History will hold him accountable. The American people should hold him accountable for this. Let's not beat around the bush here. The overheated rhetoric of the last 4 years of the Trump presidency, coming from Donald Trump, brought this to today's boil. And this is his responsibility, and I know he cares about his legacy. And so he needs to realize this will be the capstone of his legacy.
Former Homeland Secretary, Security Secretary Jeh Johnson, we thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.